should I think be live. After taking over one of their races in Abu Dhabi towards the back end of season 11, RFL have said, yeah, can you do comms for the whole season? We said, yeah, sure, happily. So, welcome to season 10, not season 10, season 12 of RFL, starting here on International Paddock. We're going to have all 21 rounds exclusively here on the Twitch. We're here in Bahrain for the first of those 21 rounds. It'll take us all the way through to pretty much Christmas, with a little bit of a break in between, of course. I'm, of course, not alone. My name's Casper. I'm with Jake, who actually did that Abu Dhabi race with me. How are you, my friend? Yeah, it's always a good watch with Lord James, I think, picking up the championship last season as well. He's going to be hoping to defend in the Ferrari. We've got the first flying lap here with Kesjar heading into turn one, locking up that right front tyre, heading into the first corner on this circuit. You should be good for an invite. Grand. A little bit of a technical difficulty. Let's see. There he is. There we go. Not the thing that we had before. Let's leave it at that. Format for anybody who isn't aware either, or for those of you who are completely new to RFL, it is short qualifying and a 50% race. So it will be done in, what, about an hour? Something like that. Yeah. So should be just over an hour. So if you've got other plans for tonight, which I do, straight after this, don't worry. You can watch this and then go enjoy those. Racing around Bahrain is usually very good. We did see the ERC rounds last week provide cracking racing. Those are live Wednesday, Thursday and Sunday across the multiverse of channels. A 30.09 has been sent in by Kesjar. Talk to me about the racing around here. Where's sort of the action hotspots around here? And I think one of the new names to this is, if you know what a Rizzler is, for any of you who smoke cigarettes in the UK, you may be asking, where's my Rizzlers at? I don't smoke, but that's one of the new faces to the league. We've got a few commentators also racing tonight. Sam in the Haas, Angelo in the Red Bull, along with Cal as well. So a lot of familiar names here. In RFL, Sam goes for his second flyer. The first flyer was invalidated due to track limits. I think he's heading to turn 11 now. We'll stay on board with him for a little bit. Yes. of course, not the first time he's raced this week. He raced in UCR, and I can say he finished in ninth place in the field of 16 drivers that took part. Unfortunately, stream issues on my part led to me having to cut the stream a little bit earlier. However, good old Mike Wallace, I'm very proud to say that he did finish in 6th place after making his first, I think, ever League Racing Q3 appearance, which he was very happy about when we talked about it on the stream. I was talking with I think it was Angelo during the or just before the race on Thursday. And obviously Angelo's racing, so he's got a little bit of an extra insight. And he's been saying that, at least on time trials and all that sort of stuff, Tom Gordon's been struggling in comparison to his run on F123. But he's going to be crossing the line, going into 6th place with a 1:29.086, just behind the McLaren of Kizlesko, which he hasn't actually changed his team. He was in McLaren last season as well. Well, that's one of the things that I was going to ask. What sort of the big difference between 23 and 24? Because I've not raced on this game too much, but from what I recall, it does feel sort of really drifty. But I don't know about you. You've done league racing in this game already. Yeah. Oh, I. Ooh. 27-7 sent in by reigning champion Lord James. Here's Cal up to the line 28 time, no even 29.3, improves his time but not his position, stays in 8th place. We've got two drivers still to set a time, Vibes and Angelo in 13th and 14th in the Sauber and the Red Bull, I refuse to call it kickstake or anything like that. Vapid up on his time as well, just by about a tenth and a quarter, as you're going down this short DRS straight into turn 11. Using curves ever so slightly on the exit there as well. Nearly 2 tenths. I was just about to mention that, yeah, it's about 300ths of a difference between each of second to third and third to fourth, which, again, some of the margins as well, 8th to 9th, 3,000ths of a second. So some of these margins you can see are really, really tight. JB puts himself into 5th place as well, 128.707. See if there's anybody else on a fast lap. Sam trying to improve his time, 131.9 as he comes out of 14 and 15. 31.9 to beat 31.4. So still in last place, but considerably closer than he was moments ago here with 5 minutes of qualifying left to go. Okay. We can only hope. Vibes in 13th place, one of 2 cars not to have set a time, is coming into the final corner now. We're going to go on board as he goes over the curbs and to the line. 27.7 is the pole time. He's not going to beat that, but he goes to a 29.2, puts himself right in that mid-pack in 8th place, just behind Tom Gorian in 7th. Where's my Rizzlers at? He's marginally down on his personal best, but there's not much of a difference between himself and Vibes now, as he's going to be coming up to the line now as well. 29.3 to beat, and he's coming into the pit lane. Well, there you go. Insights from a racing driver that I could never provide. Looking up with Kesjar in 11th place. Angelo still not on track, although I imagine he will be shortly. 13 others have set times. 27.7 fastest, set by Reading champ Lord James, ahead of LTK Tarrier. With 3 minutes to go here in qualifying round 1 at Bahrain. 20 to go after this. It's quite a long season. So they're doing obviously just the one a week, and I can actually run you directly through the calendar itself. As where's RFL? There's RFL. So they're obviously starting today, and then they're going to Jeddah. Start of August is Portimao, Imola, Silverstone, Zandvoort, Monza, and then starting in September is Spa, Baku, Singapore, Austria. And then start of October, they're doing one a week here, I should mention, is Hungary, Australia. Then they've got, I think it counts out to be a 2 or 3 week break as Kesjar makes the meal out of turn 8 there. We're just looking on with. And then after about 2 or 3 weeks of mid-season break, we hit November at a pace. Suzuka, Kota, Miami, Vegas, Montreal all hit in the month of November. Remember, this is still one a week as well. And then in December, we go to Abu Dhabi, Shanghai, and then we finish the season off on the 21st of December in Interlagos. So, yeah. No, we've got, what is it? It's mid-July now, isn't it? Yeah, mid to late July. We've got plenty of time to finish off the season, and RFL is very much making the most of it. Angelo 28.5 through the first sector. We've got 45 seconds of qualifying. He runs wide through turn 7, but lap is still valid. And Lord James crosses the line, goes even faster as the checkered flag goes. He can still probably go again if he wants to, but he's lifted off, so that is his best lap. LTK Tarrier is charging, but not charging by nearly enough. I think all the drivers who wanted to start a lap have done so. Vibes, I don't think has. He's going to be 9th at best at the moment. There's a whole flurry of cars behind this Mercedes as he comes into turn 13. Craig BR06 goes to second place, 28.250. Very good time for the RB. We're on board with the Mercedes, however, in third place. Can he get himself back on that front row? Or even possibly with a monster final sector get into the 27s? That would be an achievement, if anything. And here he goes, 27.981, puts himself back on that front row and underneath the 27 barrier. Vapid Coup as well. He's quite close to Craig, so Craig could be losing out on all the advantage that he gained through that final qualifying lap up to the line. 28.093. Vapid Coup goes to third place. And I think in terms of trying to go for pole, that's it, because Lesko's in the pits. JB 30.33 isn't setting a time that's setting the timing tower alight, so that is it. Lord James, reigning champion, if I'm not wrong, is on pole position. Start as you mean to go on. Actually, you know how I've been saying that Lord James was champion? Yeah, it turns out I've been chatting bollocks. My complete apologies to Tom Gorian. He actually won by 10 points. You did tell me. You did tell me. I'll own up to it. Lord James is actually third in that race, in the season 11 championship, and this man Vapid Coup, starting third, finished in second last season. So definitely something to look forward to. Qualifying results are on your screen in all their glory. Lord James first, LTK Tarrier second, Vapid Coot in third place. Angelo in 8th, a little bit of a surprise from him. Same with Cal and Omar. I'm surprised they're a little bit further down. Sam rounds out the field, with all due respect to him, as he normally does. 29 laps. 29? Yeah, 29 laps, I think, are coming your way here in Bahrain. Don't go anywhere. Awesome. All right. Um, turn one, tight, and you've got that chicane as well. If you're someone like Angelo and you're in the mid pack, what do you want to do? Has it put you in a car? Has it genuinely put you in a car? Oh my goodness. We had Mike had this happen to him in one of the Simtech races earlier this season. Um, or sort of back end of last season as well. That is that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Oh my word. Whew. Angelino. I'm sure he appreciates hearing that. Well, let's see what tyres he's on. Let's see what. We should be able to see race director. Angelo in 8th place, currently on the soft tyre, it says according to this. And it's saying at the bottom, P15, Jake Ewell in the McLaren. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are having a restart. Not because of you, no. We were set to go. We were set to go at 32. Somebody pressed the A button to get ready to go unnecessarily. So I think we're going to be having a restart. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're just going to briefly pause the stream while we can sort this all out, and then we'll get ready to rumble in a couple of minutes' time. So don't go anywhere. We've got racing at Bahrain coming in a few minutes' time. Yeah, make sure you press spectate. Welcome back, everybody. That is, yeah. I mean, it happened. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, but I think we've managed to sort it out. We're just waiting for the grid to get ready to rumble before we go back to setting up the strategy. Should also mention new person who's joined us in between sort of this intermission, as it were. Tropic F1 has joined us in the Alpine, so we have got French cars on track. Yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong. I would love to race an F1 car, but I think I'm much better in the comms box. Face for radio, as they say. Where? If I had 10 grand, I probably would. However, I'm a student, so I unfortunately don't have the money. And I'm not using my student loan, I need to use it for rent. Yes. That if I had a spare 10 grand lying there, I'd like, yeah, sure, why not? I'd even possibly go for 20 for 2 laps. Buy one, get one half price. But you know, if I just had the money spare, why not? But I don't. So at the moment, I'm gonna say I'm good. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Well, that's very true. Oh! Unless your name is Zhou Guanyu or Lance Stroll. No, Lance Stroll gets paid by his dad, who owns the team. Well, he gets paid at least, I suppose. He gets a monthly allowance from his dad of about £1 million a month. I love the thought. Monthly allowances. Gorgeous. Oh my word. Latifi probably also paid, let's be honest. That's... Well, that's what I'm thinking, because I know there's quite a few drivers that did, and for some reason, did Senna pay? I think he might have done. Yeah. I mean, racing is expensive, but thank God for the lower classes, because that would be amazing. I was chatting with a friend of mine who I met at university, and we were joking around. We'd fix Monaco Grand Prix by forcing the drivers to use Mazda MX-5s. Think about it. Oh, yes! Ooh. Yellow. Would anybody even survive? Yeah. Yeah, that would be thingy, because... Or just get them to do it in Formula E cars. Formula E makes it work. Very well, mind you, as well. No? The cars are smaller, less powerful. I think they lack actual Monaco around 131-ish. Hey, each person has their own preferences. So sometimes they prefer smaller, sometimes they prefer bigger, and sometimes they just want average. And it's not average, it's pretty big. Yeah. Come on. 5'11" people say they're 6 foot. So I'm 6'2", mate. I've got the extra 2 inches. It is pretty big. Anyway, let's move on from this topic. Yeah, possibly. We'll look at that in a sec. I'm just looking through the chat because Mike Wallace is in the chat, recovering from his P6 finish. It's not George, Mike. It's Jake, who's on comms, if you can hear him. Hello, George, by the way. He's here. So is Mike. So is LTK Terrier. Hello. Who's looking strong? Well, obviously. Oh, someone's pressed go early, I think. We were meant to go at 45, and we're already back underway. There's not going to be another restart. That was confirmed by the guys. It's just one restart. Some people aren't going to be particularly happy because they'll only be running with half a setup.
People are running pod ups. Someone spins on the outlet for sure.
Yeah. Would you make sure that you've clicked the box in the pie?
The box is clicked. They just said that you saw it in the neural room.
Yeah, because Mike's saying he can't hear you. Better, grand. Okay.
Can you turn on?
I did the typical blonde reaction, which I turned it off and turned it back on again.
Oh, so it works now, yeah. I had the box checked.
So it should work. It should work. Omar and Sam have a bit of a coming together on the formation lap.
That'd be a scrap to watch out for in the race.
Of course, them pair do know each other very well. Omar, a very good friend of International Paddocks as well. So, it's going to be very, very interesting to see some of these guys have a battle. Because, again, like with ERC, some of these guys know each other for quite some time. And I know some of them pretty well as well. So, it's going to be very interesting to see where these guys end up a little bit closer to the end of the race. We'll actually have a quick gander at tyres. Angela Tropic on the hards, pretty much everybody else on the softs other than Kislesko, Tom, Vapid and Lord James on the mediums. Cars are lining up to start the race.
And Angelo disregarded my advice and started on the hards instead of the softs.
Yeah, but Angelo doesn't like getting told what to do, believe me. I wouldn't have imagined that there's that RFL season 12 is underway once these 5 lights go out. And we're running for season 12. It looks to be a very good start there from Lord James. Vapid Coup gets side by side. It's 4 abreast heading into turn 1 almost. As Craig tries to go down the inside. There's a Rogue Williams up there. That's JB coming through turn 1. The Ferraris are side by side. First, second and third, 3 wide through turn 2. And LTK Tarrier takes the lead as they climb all the way up to turn 4. Lord James are losing time positions up towards the hill. Turn 4. JB up to second. Down the inside of turn 4, Vapid's lost a few positions as well, possibly a bit of contact as they funnel through 5, 6 and 7 now on board with Tom Gorian. There's a move for 4th now as well as Craig goes round the outside of JB for 2nd. As well, plenty of moves. We're on board with Rizzlers as he goes down into 9, inside of 9 and 10, forces JB to take the wide line. He could have the traction towards turn 11. As a Haas having a spin, that's Sam who's lost traction there. And down towards turn 11, round the outside goes JP on the softs. Can't make it work, force fed that outside line by the Aston Martin. What a start.
Well, JB and Vapid touched each other, and that sent Vapid into a little spin. He got overtook. Obviously, it was a very, very hectic start. Lord James and LT Courier both touched as well, and it sent him wide when they were going 3 wide out turn 3, I believe it was. But as we begin the second lap now, LT Courier got 1 second gap. He's safe from the DRS for now, but the long slipstream down this main straight will allow Craig to get back in and get the DRS flap up and on the second straight. As well for the contact behind, Sam and Tropic both touch each other.
JB's had a spin, contact, I think.
The front end flick on there.
He filters in just before Don Omar, so he goes into 12th place. But from 2nd to 12th, that's a pretty big fall from grace for that Williams. As side by side, Kesjar and Cal through this at the end of the first sector. Kesjar manages to retain the position, or does he? They're still side by side, and Angelo on the scene, the Italian, trying to make use of his teammates' mistakes. The Red Bulls are very much in a Williams sandwich at this point in time. Through goes 3 wide. Is that JB losing his front wing? I think it might be. His front right wing end plate is non-existent at this point in time. We're on board. He's side by side with Angelo. Round the outside, he's going to try through turn 11. Will the Red Bull, but outbreaks himself does JB. Angelo guesses that. And he manages to get ahead with the switchback. So Angelo up to 11th.
The story just went from bad to worse for JB. His end plate fell off in the contact there with the Red Bulls. He's going to have to come in now and take the first pit stop of the race. This could leave a severe disadvantage as he's on those soft tyres. That's definitely not the start of the race he would have wanted. But on and upwards for the Red Bulls.
With Vapid Coup, he's in 7th place trying to get after Tom Gorian, season champion, reigning champion, defending champion. There's a Kislesko very close behind, looking to try to make that move. There's a big old DRS train that's sort of gathering here on a Saturday night, on a sweltering Saturday night in the UK at least. I don't know what it's going to be like in Bahrain. Cal gets ahead of Kesjar for 9th place. As can he get actually back alongside on traction? Yes, he can. He's got the outside line through 5 into 6th, the inside, and he's managed to secure that position by also slamming the door right in front of the Red Bull.
You can't count you can't count Omar or Angelo, yeah? They're both sniffing in on this battle. Angelo getting up to the rear of his Red Bull teammate. He is on those hards, and Cal locks up into there. And that's going to allow Angelo to get better traction on the exit. Now he's going to go side by side with the DRS. Can he make it 2 moves down the straight as he go into the left-hander, side by side round the outside? It's going to be a the worst tyres, but he still prevails, and that's going to be P9 for Angelo.
That is a brilliant move. Remember, these two are very good friends. Simtech F2 commentators as well, as Keshjar makes a move down the inside of 13 as well. Not often you see a move being made down there. This is for the lower points paying positions, if at all. I can't remember the point system off the top of my head, but oh my word, starting lap 4 of 29. There's a change of position up in 4th and 3rd as well, as Vibes gets ahead of the Aston Martin, puts him off the podium, but there's obviously the double DRS as well, and Rizzlers makes the most of it. He's going to get him down into turn 4. He's trying to use the outside, is Vibes, but Rizzlers takes a very far outside line and retains the position.
Everyone's keen to make an impression in the early, in the open stages of this season and race. We can now see Lord James sniffing up the rear of the Sabre Vibes, looking at that unleash on the rear wing, and now go into the most difficult corner of the track, that left-hander. So it's so easy to lock up, so easy to ride a curb, and so easy to be thrown off. And it goes straight into the DRS zone, as we now see Lord James round the outside of Vibes. Can he get it done? He's going to be on the worst tyre to get it started.
No!
And Vibes is spun around a bit. Lord James has to go off the track to avoid contact. And now he's going to drop positions and loses position to his teammate, who is now up into P5. And he's losing more positions as him and Vibes carry on the scrap. That's going to bring Kezlesko into the equation. There's now a 4-car trade for P5, or P4 even. And Kezlesko now looking for Lord James to get the move done.
For the move. Yeah, he's looking for that move. You can see the position changes on the left side. He's screen Rizzlers up 7, James down 6, JB down 9 in some of the bigger moves, as he's vapid on Tom Gorian. These two are battling for the season championship, and they could very well be doing the same for this season. Vibes also making a move on Tom Gorian. They're side by side through 1, 2, and the kink at 3 up to the top of the hill. Now we go. Both have DRS. Can they get past Vapid up to the right-hander at turn 4? They're side by side. Vibes has the inside line. Tom Gorian has the traction and the speed around the outside, though. James is going to be looking for a move. They're still 2 abreast through this first sector, and I think Tom Gorian saved 5th place, but now Vibes has to defend from Lord James for 6th. And he's made that move, so that Ferrari really showing its class and its pace.
Yeah, they're touching each other everywhere. As it looks like Vibes went a bit deep into the corner once again. And Vapiku, sorry, not Vapiku, Tom Gorian. Sorry, I'm totally lost here. Lord James was looking to get the move done on Tom Gorian. Vapiku is actually a second ahead now, so he will not be under threat, and he can make his charge up into the podium positions. As we see drivers locking up everywhere. I'm not sure if that is just an effect of online and they're not actually locking up, or whether it's actually them locking up. But yeah, what a scrap between trades to in the first 5 laps of this race.
Christ, I mean, it could be either, if I'm honest. Yellow flags briefly was for Sam making a meal of turn 7 as down the front straight we go. Lap 6 of 29 already. Feels like we've had action to pretty much fill this entire race. Here comes Lord James down the inside into turn 1. He's got the DRS, he's going to be able to make that move pretty safely. But the big question is, what can Vibes do back up the hill? I think Lord James might even have DRS from his teammate as well. So this is going to work well for the second Ferrari. As now they're clambering back up the hill. Can Vibes make a move into turn 4? Thinks better of it. I think it's the first time in a while we've not actually had a move into turn 4 from these guys. But I'm sure it's an exception to the rule. There's a change for second place as Craig goes off track, heading into turn 8. He's back on track, but he's lost around about 2 seconds to where's Marisla's at as they head through now the middle sector.
And now, with him locking up there, that just adds another card to this battle. 6-car battle. 4P3 at the moment. If Craig can get within a second of where's Marissa's at, it would be a 7-car battle for second position. And
my word.
Honestly, so far,
Abs.
Definitely a contender for race of the season. I know it's only been the first race, but everyone is super keen to let people in this league know where they stand, let the viewers know, let the owners know, let their rivals know where they stand, and that they aren't here to mess around. And so far, they do a pretty good job of that.
Craig in the pits. Yeah, you were saying, well, I mean, Bahrain is a very good track, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite the best track. We've got plenty more coming your way. It's going to be every Saturday night. For the next few months here on International Paddock, we've got tracks like Interlagos, Silverstone, and also more action here at Bahrain. Lord James off the track through turn 3. Kozlesko makes a move on the second Ferrari at this point in time, so he's dropped down to 7th. Due to the mistake, was there possibly contact through there, I wonder?
Lord James, he locked up going into turn 1, and he got caught up by the curve actually, and then he had a bit of contact re-entering, and it just knocked him down. But luckily for him, he is still in the train. However, Angelo making his charge to get up in the second of Lord James and increasing the car battle further.
Angelo, yeah, he started in 8th and he's currently in 8th, so overall you'd be thinking he's not actually done much, but he was pretty far down, and now he's back up to 8th place, which is pretty good going for the Italian. Of course, he just comes with us a few days a week, and there's the first season 12 penalty, and it comes from none other than good friend Sam Fairbairn. 3 seconds for track limits. Lap 7 of 29, about to start lap 8 of 29. Can you believe we're almost already a third of the way into the race?
Honestly, I'm surprised we're not further in. It's Tom Gorian comes into the pit lane. That'll be the first pair of the front runners, and Lord James follows behind him. What tyres are we going on to as they get into the lane? Up to be hard tyres for Mercedes, and the Ferrari is going to be another set of mediums, so it's going to have to come into the pit lane again.
One stop possible? I want to ask.
The 2-stop is definitely more viable, but the 1-stop does work if a safety car comes out later.
We'll see what's going to happen a little bit later. Craig's come out well, he's come out actually ahead of Tom Gorian. Of course, Craig pitted a lap or two ago. So Craig at a bit of an advantage. Net lead, not quite, but he certainly got the advantage on what's his face? LTK Tarrier, that's the one. Battle for 4th or 3rd even has sort of softened up a little bit. Yeah, sort of fizzled, I think is a better word to use. Although Lord James is making a move on Kesjar down into turn 8, and I'm just thinking, I think we've seen action already at every single corner on this racetrack.
Yeah, obviously the start of the race is always going to be. The start of the race is always going to be action-packed. But as the tyres start to wear, some drivers don't practice for this much. Like, they don't. The way you get an advantage in the race is by knowing how to manage your tyres when they're starting to die out. You know how to extract the best lap time. Not a lot of drivers can do that, so they get caught up by the dirt. Yeah, they get thrown off, like we see with the lockups and losing the positions, losing time. And that's all why the battle fizzles out, because those tyres just aren't as they used to be. And Omar loses the position to Cal going into turn 1. That was through DRS.
There's a position change for 2nd place as well. Vapid and Rizla swap places heading into turn 4. I believe that was just a couple of moments ago. As Cal does get ahead of the RB of Omar, so it's Red Bull, RB for your 6, 7, 8 and 9. Lap 9 of 29. Finally, we've got a little bit of a moment to breathe. LTK Tarrier has taken the lead and sort of ran off with it after that first lap. Vapid in 2nd, where he finished the championship at the end of the last game's life cycle. Rizla's new guy in 3rd place, Vibes in 4th, Kozlesko 5th, and there's Angelo, Cal, Omar, and Craig. Tom Gorian, last season champion, did not quite starting this race. I imagine how he would have wanted, however, he has just pitted. So where he's going to filter out, we'll see in a little bit. Lord James 11th, Kesjar 12th, JB 33 in 13th. That's a lot of threes. And then Tropic and Sam round out the field. Round 1 of 21 here with RFL. We've got plenty of pit calls coming in now as well.
So LT Carries just came into the pit lane. Let's see where he comes out in comparison to Craig, who's just going down the main straight now. Doesn't have the DRS. He will be using up the DRS to make sure it's a tight exit. Let's see what happens now. This Carrier is exiting the pit lane, and Craig does get the jump on him, does he? No, it's going to be 7-10s. But he will have to warm a tired exit in the pit lane here. He will get the DRS going down the second DRS straight, will he? Yes, he does, but still
Yes, he will.
LTK Carrier. And he's got to stay behind, but can he try getting moved on before the tyres get the temperature?
Well, if he wants that advantage, he's going to have to do it pretty quick because he's also had a bit of a mistake as well. Back end sliding, had to lift off a little bit, and he's got past. So Craig has got the net lead at this point in the race. He's chasing after Kel and Omar, who are ahead of him. Front wing!
He touches his
Has got
teammate!
the... Yes, he a bit of contact with Omar, and I think that's part of his front wing gone as well, which is not ideal in the slightest. But they make their way now down towards turn 10, turn 11 even. He's right ahead of Rizzlers. He's making the move now for what is, I think, net second. Sparks fly off the back of the RB.
Wow, two teammates collide in the first round. That's gonna stir up some drama. But LT Curry makes a mistake, Craig makes a bigger mistake, and it cost him the net lead.
Now I know Omar, he's going to be pretty calm about it until the end of the race, but I would love to be in the big party where there's a load of drivers. Lap 11 to 29, here comes LTK Taria on Omar. Now on warmed up hard tyres, could even make a move on Cal as well, contact as well. As Cal goes deep, Omar makes the move, and I think Cal's just going to stay away from this. Down the inside of turn 2, tries LTK Taria, doesn't go for it, as Omar also has DRS, as does the Mercedes. Down the inside, makes the move, outside line though, with the mediums as well. Does seem to be a better option, but I think he's made the move with a little bit of contact and a little bit of forceful persuasion, gets up into third on the road, but a definite net lead for LTK Taria here at what's nearing to be the midpoint of the race.
And Craig had a massive crash at the back while you were commentating over that, and he is now down in P11. It looks like his chances of victory today have just been squashed.
Don't forget, of course, there is still a possibility of safety car. As I think Craig's made a mistake again through turn 7. Not the first time that he's done it. Quite early on as well, he had a mistake, and that let Rizzlers through for second place at the time. But now Craig's gone from second to 12th.
Yeah, you're right. A safety car could come out, but in the race as we know it, it looks like he is well out of contention. And even if a safety car comes out, he's gonna have to make up positions, which will be difficult, given that there might be a post-race penalty coming his way. Given the contact, which is just being seen.
Side by side, here we go. Cal and Rizzlers down into turn 1. Cal's going to try and hang around the outside, but Rizzlers has still got the fresher tyres, because of course he has just pitted for another set of softs, I think. So he will be pitting once again, but only in a few laps. How long would the softs last, realistically?
Around Bahrain. I mean, Carl so far is on an 11 lap stint, and he'll be 12 back on now. But how long does it last? I've actually not done that much league racing around Bahrain on this game, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Fair enough. At least you're honest.
I would imagine 8 laps before the die off though.
Vibes track limits goes for 3 seconds. Of course, 3 seconds should mention that track limits penalties can't be served mid-race. They're always tacked on afterwards. Vibes trying to make a move now on Tom Gorian as well. Straight after getting that penalty, he's got the switch back. He's going to have the outside line through turn 12, though. Tom Gorian is going to have the advantage, and the advantage as well into turn 13, but he's going to try and hang it around the outside again. They're still side by side, and I think Vibes might even get the slipstream from Cal here, which we've learned in this game that slipstream and battery is a very, very effective combination as he has now made that move, and I reckon he is now going to have DRS as well as Tom Gurion moves out of the slipstream, probably using the battery with it. We're on board with the Mercedes, but Vive still has that extra little bit of pace from those soft tyres, and he stays in 5th place. Is probably going to pick up the DRS off Lord James as well.
And Bapaku nicely brings himself into the battle. He's going to be scooching behind for a bit. Obviously, their tyres are going to be getting a bit more now. They'll be in a nice optimum temperature. They'll be performing at the best. But as Vapaku get his tyres up to temperature, he'll be able to claw back some time and get those positions if he has the balls to do the upticks.
Angelo leads, which I think he's very happy about, but not going to be for much longer. I imagine he is going to be pitting quite soon, because of course everybody's come into the pit lane. Let's go on with this. Well, it's Cal, Omar, Craig, Kesjar and Tropic. Big old 5-car train for 9th place. Cal, I think, has made a mistake. This is going to give Omar an opportunity to hang around the outside of 9 and 10, but thinks better of it. Tries to save his car for a little bit later in the race. He's going to have the inside, though, gets the switchback, and I think the DRS as well, so he's got the advantage and the position. How many positions is Cal going to lose? Just the one, but he could lose a second to Craig, but again, thinks better of it, trying to preserve the car.
Yeah, look, they try to go side by side there once again. His tyres, once again, will be in a better range. As you can see there, he's got so much more traction. He's able to dip a wheel down the inside on the entry of the car, on the exit of the corner even. But it looks like he's lined up a nice move, and maybe with the help of his teammate, who, oh no, never mind. He goes deep into the corner, and that is him at the back of this train now, which is leaving it
Here
fair
we
game for Cal.
go. That is fair. That is very much fair game. Choppy tried down the outside, down the inside even of turn 14 and 15. There's move as well. Change of position for 9th and 10th. Omar keeping it around the outside. Brilliant traction off the back of the RB. The Red Bull is struggling. Is Cal on board with Kesjar? He's got 2 cars side by side behind him. It's Craig and Tropic. Tropic, of course, didn't do qualifying, so he started at the very back. He's in 12th, so again, progress, but I imagine not as much as he would have wanted. Kesjar stays in 11th, but yeah, I mean, what a race we're being treated to.
Yeah, even if it's not the high point positions, it's definitely still interesting nonetheless. The fight for the lead at the moment is obviously for LTJ Carrier and Rizzlers, but both, I believe, have to come into the pit lane. Well, oh, no, Carrier doesn't have to pit. Lord James and Rizzlers have to pit though. Angelo, if he can get a safety car, he could genuinely lead this race. Oh, and Rizzlers gets a position on the main straight of LT Carriers.
Down into turn 1. Yeah, down into turn 1's a pretty standard DRS move. Takes sort of the net lead at this point in time, because of course we're still waiting for Angelo to come into the pits a little bit later on in this race. Could LTK Tarrier get back past around the outside of turn 4? We've seen the outside work very well. Can he get the switch back? He's given it a damn good go. They're 2 abreast through turn 5. But heading into turn 6, Rizzlers has got right back ahead of the Mercedes. So customer ahead of manufacturer, Aston ahead of Mercedes.
Yeah, keep your eye on this battle though, because it looks to be heating up once again. LT Carrier looking to get better traction as Rizzlers does have a little slide in the exit, which is going to be all the better for LT Carrier. As he's
Sorry, there's a much better battle going on a little further back. Cal's got past both Craig and Omar. They're almost 3 abreast, heading through turns 4, 5, and now into 6. Kesjar has got ahead. Tropic is in 9th place. There's a bit of a kerfuffle heading through turns 1, 2, and 3. Omar looks for the move down the inside into 8. He's 2 abreast. All contact, tyre to tyre. And now heading down into 9 and 10. Again, the 2 net leaders have swapped positions. LTK Tarrier 2nd, Rizzlers 3rd, but I don't think we can get our eyes off this battle here at the back.
Yeah, how many cars are now? 5, 6?
At least.
They just switch to the battle for the back.
At least.
Yeah,
this is the battle for the back.
Yeah, it's like the battle which was at the front has just been transferred to the battle for the back. Because obviously there was like 6 cars before for the front. No, 6 cars for the back as Omar pulls out of the slipstream of the Williams. Is he going to go deep for the break into the last corner? No, he's not. He's going to have his chickens and try with the DRS if he can.
Not a bad decision, I think, by Omar. In goes Craig into the pit lane. There's a couple of battles being formed further up the field as well as they head through the middle sector, but these guys down the front straight. Craig in the pits once again. Possible change for position for 12th and 11th. Much better traction for Omar out of turn 2. He's got DRS, got the switchback. That was a brilliant move by the Turk.
Yeah, Kesjon made a mistake exiting turn 2. He ran over the curb and that just unsettled the car. And that allowed Omar to just swipe on through. Cal, though, he's been the victim of many battles so far. He's been getting out of the way for them. You know, he even tried to go in the pits to avoid a battle. But it's another battle which he's going to have to face as Omar closes in on him, and it looks like he'll be landed up as he gets better traction on the exit. And we'll have the DRS to feed him. We'll feed him.
Let's go to the top, shall we? The net lead could change here. Once again, LTK Taria trying around the outside of turn 1. Can't quite make that work. He's got Lord James in the very near background. And he's chasing after the Aston Martin now up towards turn 4. A little bit of an incline as they head through into turn 4. No move being made here, but it is incredibly close here at the top.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Here. It's going to be very, very harmful to carry his tyres here. And maybe that's what Rizzlers want, because he can't pull away on these soft tyres as they begin to degrade more and more. And obviously he's going to have to come to the pit lane again. Carrier doesn't. If he can try, take away the edge off his tyres more and more, when he pits, he might have better advantage. As he now goes for the move down the inside, it's going to get it done. Rizzo with the switchback, it's going to take the position back, and it's going to be very fast for the Mercedes tyres as he carries on trying to battle and is unable to do so. Don't take your eye off Lord James though. He's looking up to eye up a move as the battle still continues. Carrier, is he going to go deeper on the brakes? No, he's not. He's going to try and use the DRS. And he looks like he touched the back. I don't think he did. Nothing came off the car. And now,
I think we're okay. I think we're okay in terms of contact. Here comes LTK Terrier once again to try and claim the net lead. He goes to the left side to get out of the slipstream. Rizzlers goes very defensive, trying to defend now against Lord James as well, who a few laps ago was very far behind and now is trying to catch side by side once again through turn 2 into 3. Rizzlers is going to have the advantage. Or is he? He's not got DRS, so he can't quite get the pace. And now what can Lord James do to get back at him? Not very much, but on traction, there goes Rizzlers down into 5. But he goes back into formation. So LTK Terrier retakes what is the net lead here with 12 to go.
Absolutely a formidable force Rizzlers is. He is the Minister of Defence. Who is Sergio Perez? Never heard of him. I've only heard of
British Minister of Defence. He's the what with the new government that's come in, he's the British Minister of Defence.
Yes, he's on the hunt for his Rizzlers and thinks the Mercedes has him.
Oh my word, we do have fun. We really do have fun. Angelo still in the race lead at this point in time, but he is going to have to pit sooner rather than later. Could that strategy going on to the hards and then using the softs a little bit later work out for him in the long run? Only time will tell. Don't go anywhere if you want to see that coming. These guys crossing the line to start 11 to go. As now Vapid Ku is also sort of in this battle. In goes actually Rizzlers off the softs. It was coming again because he pitted for the softs around about lap 10. And we've got also a change for the net lead. James has taken the lead after taking pole position, losing the lead on lap 1. And he's back. What will be the net lead? Off goes LTK Terrier!
That looks like he just lost on his own. He did a mannequin there. It manages to avoid the barrier very narrowly. But that is unfortunate for him because he did have the tyre advantage over the Ferrari.
Very, very unlucky. And what's that done? Again, it's just sort of mellowed the battle. But that doesn't mean we're not gonna have changes at the top, because the two Ferraris are in lockstep with each other. They're pretty close. Still 10.5 seconds behind Angelo, but again, we know that he still owes us a pit stop.
Yeah, so now this battle has sort of cooled off. Oh no, there's a spin! I'm pretty sure that's LT Carrier who was just spun again.
Yes.
His tire's way too hot. And that, oh, I think he just hit his wing as well.
Could do, and through turn 10.
And that's the end click on.
Could be. That's realistically, unless again something happens, his race done and dusted, one would think.
Yeah, and maybe this is what Angelo's praying on. Maybe a VSC would have helped him out there. Definitely, that would have been able to secure him P4. But stuff like this is going to help him get up further from that P8 when he did pit. Oh no, when he didn't pit. He hasn't pitted yet. From where he started the race.
Vibes, the first person to pick up multiple penalties. He's got 3 seconds. Here comes Rizzles. He doesn't really even need to fight it because the Mercedes does have front wing damage. So he's going to be likely coming into the pits. Or is he? No, he's not. He's thinking this is enough for me to keep. We're looking on with this battle for 6. There's a change for with the Ferraris as well. As off goes LTK Tarrier. So is he trying to defend? He looks to be. He's locking up contact as well between the Aston and the Mercedes. He's been ghosted. So can literally go through the German car. And then up towards turn 4, I don't think the Mercedes is going to fight that. So down to 7th. After having led for quite a long time.
Yeah, it's absolutely critical that the Aston Martin clears this Mercedes as soon as possible. He doesn't want to be looking back, he needs to be looking forward if he wants to get on this podium.
And he has done exactly that. He's up into 6th place on the medium tyre, I do believe. Yes, he is. Would it have been possibly better for him to have done the medium stint in that second stint rather in this third one?
I believe it could have been, but obviously he lost
Angelo
out
in the
to
pits,
hard.
sorry.
It's fine. Oh, and Lord James also had to come in the pits as well, remember? He was on the medium to medium. Oh,
VSC!
That's very, very beneficial to Lord James, who just comes into the pits. Maybe not as much for Angelo, but at the same time, that secures him P2. And so the two cars behind Top Gorian and the Kid Let's Go both come into the pit lane, and Angelo, all of a sudden, this has worked out a treat for him.
Looks to be a problem for Craig through turns 6 and 7. Probably lost his front wing. In fact, he looks like he definitely will have done. This is a massive advantage for the Red Bull man in second place. Vapid is on 8-lap-old hards. Angelo's put on a fresh set of medium tyres. We've got a couple of cars picking up drive-throughs for speeding under VSC. JB is one of them. In fact, I think the only one.
I think...
How likely is it that the Red Bull's going to catch?
Well, so far he's already gained 1 second, and that's in 1 sector. He's got 8 laps to do it. I feel like Vapiku will hold on. He has shown strong pace. The one person you got to think about in this situation though is where's my Rizzlers at? He went to the pit lane in search for his Rizzlers, and the virtual safety car came out. And although it sort of benefited him, as cars in front of him did pit and he managed to get in the jump, if the virtual safety car came out and then he decided to pit onto the mediums, he would have, I believe, been P3 at the moment. So it's one position, but it's a 3 points difference.
We're on 8 laps to go, and while it may not really look that interesting in terms of just purely looking at the gaps, okay, we've got a couple of really close gaps here at the bottom, this is turning out to be a really, really interesting race at the end with purely based on strategy. Angelo, who was leading for quite some time, started on the hard tyre, is now on the mediums. Possibly would have been better to go on the softs, but we'll only see at the end of the race. He's now got 10 seconds to catch in 7.5 laps. Lord James in third and Wes Rizalzat in fourth, also not very far behind, also pitted relatively recently for brand new tyres. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this all sort of falls out once all the cars land on the table.
Well, we're going to see what the effect of the soft is, because obviously Lord James does have a pace advantage on equal tyres compared to Angelo anyways. On those softs though, he is gaining quite a lot, 1.5 seconds so far this lap. Angelo only managed to make it 7 times gain on Vapid this lap, so Vapid seems to be in a good position to win this, but Lord James at the same time is in a good position to take P2 away from Angelo. But I believe Angelo will be happy with a podium finish.
We'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, here's... Ooh, I thought Omar was going to go for a move on Cal. Thinks better of it. LTK Tarrier, who has shown a lot of pace. He's trying to go around the outside of 12. Is he going to make it work through 13? A little bit of a nudge from the RB. And he's got the drive, I think, out of that 13th corner. He's going to have the slipstream and possibly the battery. But even then, the RB still seems to be better using whatever little racing room he was given by the RB. Does the Mercedes, tries to make it work around the outside of 14 and 15. Again, not got the space through there. Yells in the second sector. Sam struggling. As now we head into turn 1 for the start of lap 23 of 29. 7 to go.
Yeah, the gap onto getting Lord James looks like he will be able to catch with a couple laps to spare. So he needs to pray that his tyres don't fall off before the mediums start having the pace advantage over the softs. And we also see Vapid doing pretty well to hold on. It's the gap 8 seconds with 6 laps left to go. It's going to have to be a 1 second.
Sorry there. Cal making a move on LTK Tarrier down into turn 8. Brilliant stuff, but the Mercedes switch back into turn 10. Off track though goes Cal on the rumble strips on the exit of 10, so that's going to lose him time and pace. As they head up towards turn 11, it is Omar 8th, LTK Tarrier 9th, Cal 10th, but Omar does have that 3-second penalty on his head.
Yeah, that's going to affect him quite a bit, especially if he's losing out time here. You've got to remember, he's on 11 lap old hard, so he's got the worst tyres on the grid right now, head with Vapid. So it looks like the points may be out of the question for him today.
Ooh. Bit of a mistake there for Omar on traction. So those hard tyres really not working well. Or are they? LTK Tarrier is losing time to Omar. We could see a move from the RB. Down the inside he goes. Locks up a little bit on the front left and the rear left, I think, there as well. They're still side by side heading through turn 2 and up towards turn 3. And then through to 4. Can we see a move from Cal? Yes, we do, at least on one car. But no move secured by the Cal. The Cal. The only Cal.
And now, Lord James, 1.6 seconds. I think we should watch this. It looks like momentarily, potentially, if he gets a good exit from here, the DRS battle can be on as soon as the next straight. Yeah, these soft tyres are just performing very well at the moment over the Red Bull. It looks like this lap he will be able to catch up and get in that DRS. However, for Vapid, he gambled by not taking a pit stop, and it seems to be paying off so far. 4 laps left to manoeuvre, and it looks like he's doing so well so far.
There's 5 to go here in RFL. We've been treated to an absolute hell of a season opener. If you like what you're seeing, next week we're at Jeddah, which is always a very good race, believe me. So, again, if you're liking what you're seeing, be sure to tune in next Saturday night as well. Tomorrow night, Mike will be bringing you Masters action. It'll be in Suzuka, one-shot quali and 100% race. That one is always proving to be a banger. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 PM live, also here on International Paddock.
And now, Lord James, 3 tenths off he got the DRS that time round, and it's just holding back for a bit. He's looking for the main straight, and he's going to try to pull away in Sector 2, where I believe he is faster than the Red Bull at this moment. If he can get the move done though before the main straight itself, after the detection point even. He doesn't do it this time, but it would have helped him in the DRS battle. And Angelo gets a bit slidey on the exit. And now with the DRS, is it time for the Ferrari to officially make it? And 1-2, as he goes down the main straight, he's going to turn, he's going to pull off the inside and into the braking zone, go deeper, and gets the move done. That is a 1-2 for the Ferraris. Lord James, although he did start pole position, he's been knocked off by a teammate, but Angelo coming back now, down the inside. Ooh. He's going to get the move done. Oh no! Lord James sticking around the outside. He's on the inside right now. Can he do anything with it? Yes, he can. He gets the position back. And there we go. Maybe that's a threat averted for now, but we'll see what happens as we go into the next DRS zone. I think the advantage now is too far.
What a move around the outside. That was one hell of a move. And again, Ferrari in this iteration with the drivers that are in it is sort of... they finished second and third in the championship in the current order that they are in the race. Vapid second, Lord James third. Tom Gorian, who won, is in fourth place. That Ferrari team really does look like revenge if I've ever seen it. Vapid around the final corner to start 3 laps to go. I'm not sure if I can sort of try and describe the race. JP retires in the pit lane, our one and only retirement so far. Thankfully it's in the pit lane though, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to see the car coming out on track, although we have seen it in this game once again. And Tom Gorian could actually lose a position to Rizzlers as they head down into turn 1. Does he try and outbrake for that far back? That would have been a brave move all the way from Dubai, but thankfully he doesn't go for it. We could be seeing him one up towards turn 4. Let's stay on board with the Aston Martin. He's closing, not closing quite enough though. Locks up his tyres though, does the Mercedes, but stays in 4th place, does Tom Gorian.
Yeah, Rizzler though, he is on the old tyres, but he has shown a middle pace and looks to be a strong force this season. Is it his first time round in this league?
I do believe so.
But yeah, he's definitely made a great impression so far. He did get the pit stop strategy wrong with the VSC. However, he's looking to make up for that. And P4 can definitely be on the cards. But don't count out Kozlesko yet, because he's creeping up on the battle as well.
Kozlesko is very good, and is usually pretty patient as well from previous experience, having seen him race as well. So would be quite interesting to see how he can get into this battle. If he can get into this battle, that's a whole different question. But here we are with 2 to go, just about 10 kilometers left in this race so far. As we're watching drivers go down the front straight, here we go. Rizzlers, can he make a move down the inside? He's looking for it this time, wasn't last time. He's got the move down the inside, but the retaliation into turn 4 is pretty likely from Tom Gorian. And all this is doing is letting Kozlesko into this battle. We're on board with the Mercedes, and Aston Martin immediately go to that very far right-hand side, back to the racing line. And that is Rizzlers in 4th place after starting in 10th. That's pretty good going.
Yeah, and that just sort of shows, qualifying pace is one thing, race pace is totally different. And sometimes, well, actually, no, you don't get the points for Saturday, you get the points on Sunday. However, it is a Saturday night.
Unless it's a sprint, then. Well, yes, it's a Saturday night, so you do get points on Saturday, but a little bit later than after qualifying. I think Tom Gorian's actually lost the position to Kozlesko on traction out of turn 10 as well. So Kozlesko up into 5th place. Could he move up into 4th with the 2 Ferraris and the Red Bull not very far behind? Actually, close up to the final lap. The gap between the 2 Ferraris is 1.3 seconds. it's been closing at a rate of knots over the past couple of laps. He's almost within a second. He could possibly, no, not quite. I thought he was just about able to get into that DRS. It's going to be very interesting to see if Lord James can retake the lead after taking pole position as they headed to turn 4 for the final time.
In the wise words of Crofty, one lap of racing, all the way to the checkered flag. Because we've got 2 battles here.
Oh, man.
Because Let's Go actually gets the move done on where Barris is at. But I think the main battle here is for P1 between the 2 Ferraris. Can they end up a great season opener with an absolutely astronomical battle?
It wouldn't be a surprise if if we can see that these two were top 3 in the championship last season. Are they gonna end in tears? Angelo's only 7 seconds behind. A very easy mistake can cause these guys to both lose the race. Vapid deep into 11. Lord James taking the inside line through there, and I don't think Vapid is gonna have anything to fight with, unfortunately. I think that is the move secured by Lord James over the top of that little brow of a hill. The 2 Ferraris who finished 3rd and 2nd respectively in the championship last season are coming across the line to finish 1st and 2nd in this race. Pole to the win. Lord James takes it here for RFL Season 12 Round 1. Vapid in 2nd. Craig crashes the car in 13th, and Angelo rounds out the podium.
I've seen Tom Gorian very close to the back of Risbus, but he's not going to be able to make it to last season's champion, the reigning champion. Is only going to be able to make it P6 today.
Not where he would have wanted to start his title defence. However, there's still 20 races. Yes, 20 races in the season left to go. So who knows? Absolutely anything could happen. There's a battle for 8th place here. LTK Tarrier against Tropic. Tropic trying down the inside into the final complex of corners. Can he close down before the line? He's closing. Oh, the line was just a little too early there.
Yeah, and there's another fight. Omar and Carl for the final points play position. And they're going to be
side by side. Here we go. I mean, Omar's going to lose it because obviously he had the penalty. But the gap on track was .005.
You have optimism.
Well, yes. But, I mean, there's a saying, keep fighting all the way to the checkered flag. That was the epitome of it.
That is Keshaw crossed the line. That is one hell of a race.
I don't know about you, but I've got goosebumps. I'm not going to lie. Lord James, driver of the day. Your thoughts?
Lord James, I would agree. You know, obviously it took a monumental drive to find his way up into P1 again after taking a pit stop was stopped. He had a very with both the Ferraris actually. They both had a very rough start to the race, being P5 and P7 respectively, managing to make their way up into a P1, P2. That is definitely what we've driven there, in my opinion.
And with that concludes the first race on a Saturday for International Paddock, and the first time that I can say we got racing action every single day of the week. Be sure not to miss any of it here live on international_paddock, int_paddock under XTRA Extra, and Extra _2 as well. We've got racing action every day across our multiverse of channels. Next race is going to be tomorrow night with ERC Masters in Suzuka, and then Monday night Supercharged return with their 225% sprint series. Lord James starts the season in style. He wins here in Bahrain, but that is it from us here at International Paddock. We will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.